Yo patrons, it's Johannes from NoisePod, and today I'm posting another update of my blind testing app, Per. Because when I released the last version like a little more than a week ago, I got a lot of comments. People really like it, and that's cool. So people tend to come with a lot of suggestions when they like things. So that's cool, and I got a lot of comments about Per. So I decided some of those ideas was really cool, and I wanted to implement them. And I also had some ideas my own that I wanted to implement. So here we go. Let's talk a little bit about them. I'm not going to demo all the functions because I added a manual. This is one thing. So you can hit manual, and here you go with all the different things because this app is starting to get pretty deep. So you need a manual. All right. So what's new with this version? First of all, I implemented a cache, which is my idea. And it's just if you already have analyzed the file, then why should you do that again? So I started to store the data so that it goes way faster if you reload stuff. If it finds that this file has already been analyzed, it won't analyze it again. It's not like instantly because it has to compare the files and make sure that nothing have happened with it. So if you have edited the file in one way or another, then it should reanalyze that, and that scan to determine if this is actually a new file or exactly the same file. That takes a little bit of time, but it doesn't take as long as it takes to analyze the whole file. So you save a lot of time. So that's one major thing. And another thing is the rating methods. I used to have Per rating, which I call it myself. It's really a rating system that comes from when I have developed it over a couple of years for the Nuremberg Festival Remix competition, which I'm part of every year. And this system is it's really tailored for that particular competition or remix competitions when you have a jury that should rate like 60 remixes. And how do you do that so they can work really quick? And I come up with a rating system from 1 to 6 after a lot of research and reading a lot about how you should do work when you're rating stuff. So that's Per rating. The thing is that the rating method, when you let's say that, like in this instance, we have the original mix and we have two different masters that are very different. One is really close to the mix, so it have kept a lot of things like overcompression and too much low end from the mix, and the other one is a version where we have expanded to remove pumping and stuff like that, and they are very different. Then this system, it takes a lot of time to rate that between 1 and 6. So we added a lot of different rating systems for that scenario. So in this scenario, I would choose forced choice, which means that I just choose one of these that I prefer. And when I have chosen that, then I go to the next round. I've just set this to 2 rounds so I can demo this. So here we go. Listen. Then you can work really quick like this, and I choose Master 001 version 2. That is probably when I did the first master of this. It kept all the problems from the mix, so I fixed them, and that's version 2. So I usually do that. I first just do a lot of basic stuff, and I render that to see, do I like this master? And often I conclude that, well, I also want to do this and this. So then I talk with the client, and we agree. If the client says that no, I want it to be all these issues, or the things that you call issues is actually something that I choose to have in my mix, and that is fine. Then then I'm done with the master and can send it. But often the client says, well, I want it to sound like, and maybe have some references or an idea of how it should sound. So then I do adjustment like that and send that to the client, and he probably accept that, or we continue to work with it. So this is why I have two masters here. So forced choice is really good for that situation. You also have, let's click redo test, because you can just set the rating method in the first round. Then as soon as you choose rating method and go to the next round in the test, then you have locked that in. That method is locked in. So we have best worst. That is also similar, like a binary system where you don't like something and you like something. Then you get a little. The result list will show you an order in which order you like the files when you use this. In comparison to when you use forced choice will just give you the one that you prefer the most as number one. The order is not, they are not interesting really. So I probably should remove the list when you use forced choice and just give you the one that you preferred. Accept react is also similar to the other ones. The difference is if I choose accept for that one, and I think that also is acceptable, but this is not acceptable. When I click next round, only the two that I have pressed accept on will be with in the next round. So you can see that the last one is deleted and not included anymore. That means that you can kind of, yeah, if I just have, if we do like this and click next, then we will have a result. Then I prefer that one. The other one are discarded. So that is kind of an easy way to conclude which one you like. Let's do another one. And rank order. This is similar to per rating. Per rating, the highest number is what you prefer the best, and the lowest is what you don't like that. While in oh, I can't change now. Okay, let's do like this. New, and then we need to load the files again. There you can see how the cache is working. It's really fast to analyze the new ones. Rank order, 1 is the highest. This is what I would put as number 1, and this is second, and this is third, while per rating is the other way around. This is the highest point, and this is the lowest point. So they are kind of similar. The difference with rank order is that you only have as much number of, the scale is just the number of files that you have in the test. So if you load 5 files, then you will have a rating from 1 to 5. And if you load 2, then you just have 1 and 2. So that's rank order. So rating methods, that is cool. Let's use forced choice for the next demo. The other thing is that, and this comes from a patron follower. He wanted key commands, so I added key commands, and they are all in the manual. You can actually program your own key commands as well to use, like with Stream Decks and stuff. I haven't tried that because I don't have a Stream Deck, so I couldn't test that. But it should, in theory, work. So if you have a Stream Deck, you can try that. Then you go into the settings, and you can, yeah, it's pretty obvious how you set it up in the settings. I'm not going to show you that here. You can try that for yourself. But the basic is that if we put like there, either the numpad numbers or the other numbers in the keyboard, 1 to 9 will choose that particular track and play that. So I hit 1, that will start to play number 1 in this list. Space is play and stop, but it also starts to play when I hit a num key. So you could see that I was switching between these with the numpad keys here. You don't see the numpad, but I'm using the numpads, so you can see that I'm switching between them. When you want to choose one of these, then you use Shift and you use the numpad for which one you want to choose. I thought anyway. There we go. All right, Shift and numpad doesn't work. I thought I have tried everything, but I didn't. Anyway, it works with the key commands. So if you press 2, the second one will start to play. And if I hit Shift and 1, I would choose that one as the one I prefer. Let's do that. It's pretty intuitive. It's all in the manual as well. So you can just hit the manual here and read about key commands. Here we go. So here you have everything about it. And I will see why Shift and the numpad keys didn't work. I will think about that. If I can fix that in some way, I probably will be able to do that. All right, I think that's the new things in this update, which is pretty cool. So it just makes Per way faster to work with, and you have more methods to use as blind test. Next thing I'm gonna try out is a completely blind test where you don't know what you listen to at all. The screen will be black, and you just hit play, and you don't know what's playing, and you can just switch between. You're not going to be able to switch with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You just switch with one key to another 5, so you don't even know which one of the blind versions that you have in the list. You don't know what you are listening to, and that would be really cool. But it's a blind test that will take forever to do, but it will be the most true blind testing that you actually can do. So that will be cool. All right, that's everything about the new version of Per. The details about these updates are in the manual, and otherwise you can always write a comment or email me, and I will try to answer your questions. And keep those ideas coming, because Per is getting better because of you, and I really enjoy talking with you, and I like getting new ideas from you. So keep on coming, and I see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.